What's going on, guys? My name is Shannon Long. Yesterday, I won regional Dresden, Germany. Came in first place, undefeated with World Chalice. Pretty much played against every matchup of this format and had a pretty good matchup with each. So, what I'll do, here's the deck. So, to start off, play triple World Chalice, World Legacy, triple Lee, triple Chosen, and double guard. So these are all the World Chalice monsters you play. I feel as though it's pretty self-explanatory. You don't play any other vanillas because you already played triple Shine Ball to back up this triple triple Chosen. So you don't need to play any other vanillas. 6 is enough. You already play enough extenders to start off your plays. Then you play double Drag Guard, not 1, because yeah, you want the Grave Effect. You want to resolve that, but you also want to have 1 in hand. I usually try to end with 1 in my hand because the hand trap effect does come up plenty of times, especially in a True Draco matchup with their traps, as well as the Masterpiece if it's affected by monsters. So yeah, that's the World Chalice lineup. Next is the MVP in terms of the main deck monsters. It's triple Venus and triple Shine Ball, very devastating card. Just starts off, it's just the best, it's literally the best start in the deck. Next you play triple Exodius, not 2, you need 3 because you want to resolve Dread as many times as possible in a single turn, as well as recycle your firewalls, which is now at 1, which makes this card even more crucial. Next you play the 1 Gamma Cell because you play the package, as well as the 1 Gym Knight. Now you play 1, not 2, because again, we have Dread now. You can recycle it back to the deck. I do understand the whole concept between drawing this and Brilliant Fusion, but again, you can recycle it back to the deck with Dread as well as the Exodius. So you only need 1. I hate drawing that card so much. Next for the hand traps, you play 6. You play double Ash, which I feel as though is a lot more subpar this format. Definitely not as good as it was last format, but still pretty good. Double Ogre, always gonna be a good hand trap, and I think the MVP in terms of hand traps is Droll. I ended so many turns with this card. So that's it for the monsters. It's 28. Now for the spells, start off with triple Brilliant Fusion. Pretty self-explanatory. It's Brilliant Fusion, double Fill Spell, and 1 Terraforming. I shouldn't have to explain that. Don't play triple Field Spell because I'd rather thin out the deck with the Terraforming. Is what I mean. Okay. Double Die and 1 Italy. Really good cards to start off with, especially the Die. So 1 Heart, 1 Foolish, and 1 Soul Charge, and 1 Monster Reborn. Those cards I shouldn't have to explain. And now for the 1 trap, we play 1 Landmark. Not that Phantom Knight nonsense. I think it's bad. But you play 1 Landmark. Theory behind this is, well, it gets cited out game 2. But if there is a game 3, theory behind it is when your opponent sides in those possible Rossbear modes and Kaijus to possibly get up your board, and they actually do so. What this does is, first of all, its effect, you banish this from your hand or field to target 2 monsters in the grave and special summon them. So we're bringing back firewalls, we're bringing back possible. It's not subjected to link monsters, it's monster period. So you can bring back your Kaiju if they actually got over it and just continue to disrupt their plays. So if you're playing World Chalice, I feel as though this card is a must. You have to play it at least sided at least. So that's 42 in the main. Now for the extra, it's pretty standard. You play 1 Skull Dread, 1 Firewall, which they're the MVPs. Skull Dread, just the whole concept behind the deck is you just loop it. It's not a hard once per turn, so summon it as many times as possible in a turn. I usually keep going to draw my hand traps and my Kaijus, which I do on a consistent basis because the ratios are pretty well. Firewall, recycle it a lot with Dread. I mean, with itself or with Exodius. Guy is the only card in the deck that I'm debating. I might take it up for Boar. I'm debating that still. 1 Ningirsu, 1 Trigate, 1 Arms, the generic Monster Reborn of the deck. Bring anything back from the grave, which I usually bring back Venus. Double Eve, I love this card. 1 Proxy. Triple Mdux starts off a lot of combos, as well as Links, another card style of combos, and Seven Knight, Brilliant Fusion target. Now for the side, a couple cards I'm still debating. It was just pretty much I just tested for the YCS, but triple triple cherries, I might break it down to 2. Though the theory was I want to play 3 because I want to see it, and I just want this to be an unfair game. So I want to hit their like main monster. Double Lancia, this is staying at 2. I love this card. It worked perfectly for me all day. Ash, again, another sub. I thought this card was kind of subpar, so I might take it out. Make space for something else. One told there were a lot of raw players, but I feel as though I might not even need this against that matchup because it's not a hard matchup to begin with. One Electrum, this is staying in. It's Electrum, I want to get rid of it. I want this to be a fair game. Again, same thing for the ABC Buster Dragon. I don't want my opponent to drop their box at all. Next, the other cards are pretty standard. Double Cosmic and 1 Raigeki, board removal and slot removal, and then the triple evenly matched for, you know, the nasty stuff. Right, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. Yeah.
What were your matchups and what were they like?
So the matchups were pretty. It was a big variety of decks. There's a lot of good decks this format. So pretty much played every deck this format. So round 1 was the World Challenge Mirror Match. I won that 2-0 because I knew the build he was playing off the rip. He's playing that standard build of that guy that came during that ARG. So I know the ins and outs of that deck. So yeah, it was just a swift 2-0. Round 2 was Lighthorn Zombie, 60 cards. It's pretty easy matchup. That deck's make or break, so pretty easy to beat. Shouldn't have to explain that. That was a 2-0 as well. Round 3 was Pendulum Magicians, which I finally got contested on that deck. Tooled him as well. Game 1, I won a die roll, so I locked up the board with the standard crazy. Took out both zones and had the hand traps. There was no beating that. And then in Game 2, he decided to let me go first. I guess he assumed that I was signing in the cherries and the evening matches, which I didn't because I had a feeling he was going to let me go second. So again, I just put up the same board. He scooped it up. That was round 3. So round 4 was again the World Childless Mirror Match. He was actually playing Christia with Rescue Rabbit, and I'm pretty sure he was playing like a lot more than 40. Yeah, again, I know the ins and outs of the deck, so I just swiftly tooled him as well. That was round 4. Round 5 was Ultrageist. Finally, that was the first match I won Game 3. Yeah, I just struggled against it for a little bit because I guess I don't know too much about the deck. But yeah, he's doing a lot of crazy stuff that I didn't know the deck could do. So we went to Game 3. Game 3, I just let him go first and evenly matched everything that I saw the previous games. Round 6 was against guys. Oh, round 6 was Trickstars. Yeah, Trickstars. I 2-0'd them. That's actually a easy matchup for me as well. 2-0. Round 7 was ABC, the second deck of the day that took me to Game 3. Game 1, I won the die roll, put on my board. He had no responses. I didn't know he was playing, so I sided incorrectly Game 2. So in Game 3, I had to go first again. Did the exact same thing. Last round I played against was a True Draco Invoke player. He did very well. Well, I told him though, but he did pretty good. I just saw out through all his plays and had a pretty good side for the deck. So yeah, this deck has pretty much a good matchup against every deck this format. It's very promising. So yeah.